Hello and welcome to an album, or I should say a vinyl a day, going through my vinyl collection. We've covered the albums. I've got some more on the way that I'm excited to get and find out what they are. But in the meantime, going through my 45s. And today for day 250, I got something a little bit special for you guys. This is a promotional only. In fact, I would imagine they released some for public consumption, but these were for radio stations. This is David Coverdale, Between Deep Purple and Whitesnake, with the 45 of Hole in the Sky. You can see it's not punched out. It has that spot in the center, so you don't have to put one of those plastic things in it. But if for some reason you wanted to, you could. I don't know why you would take this out to put a plastic thing in to be able to play it, unless you only had one of those, flat round discs that you need to actually mount it on. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to play it on your stereo. So that might be why. So that is Hole in the Sky. On the back, we have Blindman, one word, instead of Blind Man, which we would later get on Ready and Willin' when he remade this song under the Whitesnake banner. But that's not the only thing that makes this special. It actually came with something else that I thought was pretty amazing. I don't know how many of these exist in the world. I could find no documentation or anything on it. Excuse me. This is a letter from Linda at Purple Records. And it appears to be hand-signed. It doesn't appear to be a copy on this really nice thick paper on the Purple Records letterhead, which is only their logo, no address or anything like that. But it says, following the success of Deep Purple's maxi single, which I'm guessing, I don't know which one that was. It could have been, they had a bunch of different ones, so it really could be any of those, which is still in the charts. We are looking for an even bigger response to the enclosed single. Hole in the Sky and Blind Man are taken from David Coverdale's solo album Whitesnake. The reviews have been excellent, and it is generally agreed that David's career with Deep Purple has given him the experience and confidence to enable him to produce a first solo album of outstanding quality. I'm sure those of you receiving the album will agree with me. Sorry, but I can only send out a limited amount of albums, I'm afraid. So obviously it's easier and more cost effective to send singles out. This could be to a radio station, to any sort of like a news media outlet. I'd just like to thank those of you who bothered to reply, often giving hints and advice, which are, in parentheses, sometimes very useful, and then in parentheses, and sometimes best ignored. Thanks a lot. Obviously, this being a completely new venture, I would be grateful for as much feedback as you can let me have. That's really interesting. I like that they're actually asking for feedback on this. I don't know what they would do with it. If it's more of a marketing thing, like this would be a better single if it was 30 seconds longer, or if you cut this out, it would make it more radio playable, or what, I don't know, because you're certainly not going to go back and rewrite the song. I wouldn't imagine that they would take that feedback and say, okay, here's how your next album is going to go, because the feedback we've gotten on this music was, it's really good, but, or, the mix is really good, except for. So I don't really know what they would have done with this feedback, what they were looking for or expecting, but I think it's pretty cool that she asked. Obviously, they're open to feedback. I like the fact that she noted that sometimes it's valuable and sometimes it's worth just going, fuck off. Really well done, but I've never seen a letter like that. I could not find any replicants or anything of a letter like that. So that alone, I mean, aside from it being a promo single, being so well intact, and being from that transitory period between Deep Purple and Whitesnake for David Coverdale, pretty special. But that letter, really cool, makes this a pretty incredible find. So I thought that would be a good one to do today for day 250. I hope you guys have a great weekend ahead. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I'm working on mixing another soundtrack. Thank you for those of you who have purchased my soundtrack for POV, the movie that was unfortunately never finished. That came out yesterday, or Wednesday, I'm sorry. And then so I'll have a new one out next month, and then I start work on my next album, which I'm really excited about. In the meantime, plenty of Smoke on the Podcast and Haskincast podcast coming your way. Got some guest spots coming up on some other podcasts as well. I'm also on the jury of the show Rock Court for season 2. Not sure when that will drop. We're hoping before the end of the year, but scheduling conflicts have made that season run a little slower than anticipated. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.